Can't go for it. what you gave to me. I hope that they will too.
Place in hell. I've got a gift for you, the perfect place to dwell. I've got a gift for you. I know they're not as nice as the ones you gave to me. I hope that they will do.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back for day 2 of this amazing high-res event. We've got SMITE, we've got Paladins, and my name is Matthew Judgebrand. I'll be your host for today. Starting us off is going to be the bronze match decider from yesterday's playoffs. I'll throw you over to Husey and Lynx Clone to take you away with game number 1.
Thank you very much, Judge. Yeah, first up, we have our bronze match, Darksided and Kanga. Probably more surprised to find Darksided here than Kanga, especially after the start to the split that they had, where they managed to get the only game Direwolves have lost this year was to Darksided. Everyone was kind of thinking, wow, is Darksided this new team, potentially this challenger to Direwolves? The rest of the season didn't unfold the way they would have liked, and now they find themselves here battling it out for third place with Kanga, who themselves have had an amazing journey to get to this spot. Yeah,
Darksided, they didn't have the best set against Direwolves, losing extremely quickly, especially in that third game with Laney going clearly on tilt on that car, or not having an excellent game after getting first blood at level 1, and Mingyu popping off insanely, just getting in a lot of kills, and not even dying once. I think Richard Castle as well, not dying once that set as well, so that's going to be kind of bladed today with the finals. But obviously, as you just said, we got Darksided versus Kanga, which I think is going to be an interesting set. Both teams very emotional sort of players, so I feel like after the first game, it's going to carry a lot of momentum into that second game.
And the interesting thing is as well, is that these teams do not like each other at all. The players do not like each other at all. So a little bit of rivalry, a little bit of bitterness in these games should make some excellent viewing experience. Both teams doubtless going to be trying their best in these ones. We're going to get started with the picks and bans very shortly. Yesterday we noticed that Desecrator loved this Morrigan pick, did quite a number of excellent things with that pick, but was unable to convert it into victory. And Kanga as a whole, they got themselves some nice team comps, they got themselves some nice start to games, but were just unable to close it out in the clutch moments. How do they fix that today, Lynx?
I think most importantly, Tory Skies and KO, they really need to be on that same level. It seemed like in the team fights, the two tanky Warriors and Guardians initiating seemed really out of sync. The Fafnir pick, they kept picking it every time first, and then they didn't really do much with the Fafnir. And in that last game, especially in Vision Eyes, they tried to do this combo with the Naja into the Thoth, and even then they weren't able to get off that simple combo of the Windfire Wheels into the final judgment. So it felt like Kanga, they need to work on their mid to late game synergy and really understand how to take these fights, especially because they were doing that annoying Fire Giant dance where they just go back and forth as we head into the picks and bans.
So Darksided with the first pick option in this game. You know, we seen yesterday they took the first pick, they took the second pick, but were unable to get a win over Direwolves. What do you think they need to be prioritizing here with this first pick? Could it be this Circuit that we actually saw allowed in the Kanga and Legacy set?
Definitely getting Beast a good pick will be a great start, as well as possibly even getting a good pick for Yada. Those will be the two key picks, except Darksided actually ban away the Circuit from Beast, so they don't want Kanga to even remotely have a chance of getting that. I think that's possibly because of what Desecrator was doing on Morrigan yesterday with the double Circuit against Legacy, which was an extremely annoying strat. Even trying to cast that. It's just like Circuit ult and Circuit ult is weird. As Fafnir getting banned away, so Kanga this time, they learn from their mistakes. It seems like they don't want to pick up the Fafnir, maybe going for something like a Kepri or a Terra.
Yeah, a different Guardian going to be on display for Tory Skies in this one. Morrigan bound away by the Darksided. They don't want to have to deal with that, have to have their own picks being played against them, which is super, super annoying. But now we're getting ready for Kanga's last ban, and then we'll be on to the first pick. Soul going to be taken away, just ensuring that Yada can't play that one. So first pick options, we've got Kepri. We've got both those very strong warriors in Osiris and Bologna still on board here. Terra is available as well. So a number of really good picks still available for Darksided here with the first option.
And they go just straight for the Thoth. So not only are they denying it from Desecrator, but they're also giving it to Yada. A really strong pick, and I feel like Darksided, they can do a lot of work. They weren't able to fully capitalize on it when they picked it last game against Direwolves, but I feel like against Kanga, they know that they can have the farming space. They know they're not going to have as heavy a pressure as what Direwolves would have given him in the first set, as Raven gets picked up for Envision Eyes, and he's going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, this is the first time he's actually been allowed to play the Raven here. Was banned away from him every single game in the Legacy set, so he's going to be doubtless happy about that. Terra locked in now for Kanga, so Darksided actually have the opportunity to go to the double warrior here. Beast has played Bologna jungle before, as well as Osiris jungle, and Zachariah can play either of those very strong warrior picks. So let's take a look what Darksided want to do here. Looks like they're very relaxed, don't necessarily feeling the pressure too much. Osiris going to be locked in, and Kepri. And Bologna straight away locked in here by Kanga. Double warrior lineup here for Kanga at the start of the game.
I really like Hanger's draft, though. They have the Terra for the sustain, there's Raven sustain, and Bologna as well has a lot of sustain in the kit just simply because of the cleaving auto attacks from the Bludgeon. So they're looking to really draw out these team fights, while Darkseid, they have the Thoth, they have the Khepri. They're looking to get these quick engagements, maybe get a quick Khepri revive, and end the fights as soon as possible. So it's going to be a battle of burst versus sustain, really.
Sasano's the first ban here from Kanga, just reducing Beast's God Pool in the jungle. Both teams have yet to pick their ADC, maybe looking to go a kind of counter ADC matchup, whichever way they decide to pick here. We also are missing a mage for Kanga, so that should be where Darkseid are targeted out. And Darkseid are going to target out both ADC and mid here by taking away the Chronos pick from both Desecrator and Galen.
I don't know. Galen seemed to have a pretty okay performance yesterday. We didn't really see him actually do much. Limit, however, that was really the player to watch out for in that set. He was the one doing a lot of the plays, and I don't know, like banning out Galen, maybe even because I haven't seen Desecrator play Kronos. I've seen him play Thoth as well as Morrigan, so maybe they've seen Desecrator play that Kronos and Scrims and just don't want to see it again.
Well, Naja is going to be the ban here from Kanga, just denying the classic Naja Thoth setup or Naja into any burst mage setup. Kernanos is going to be banned away from Darkseid here. They saw what Mingy was able to do to Laney when he had that Kernanos, and they don't want Galen to have the same time. But now Kanga have got their pick, and it's going to be Hou Yi here for Galen. Darkseid, their last two picks, they need an ADC and a jungler.
Yeah, I'm really happy Galen just going for a very comfort pick there with the Hou Yi. It's something he's played many times before, and I feel like now that he's got a decent support in lane, he can actually do a lot of things. However, the Rum is being hovered with the Khepri, and that's going to provide a lot of really strong clear, especially because Terra, we saw Darkseid themselves, they tried to play the Terra, and they just dumpstered them in the dual lane just simply because the Terra just doesn't have any clear level 1.
Yeah, you need to hit level 2 as fast as possible if you're a Terra. Level 3 even better to get the Monolith and the dash through. Ram's going to be locked in. Camazot's hovered now by Darkseid. Wouldn't be surprised if this was the pick. Beast showing that he can play this Camazot's. But Camazot's against a Raven. I feel like a Raven's just going to pick on him.
Yeah, they both have a lot of sustain, but I feel like the Ravana, especially with the fact that he has that Mystic Rush, that ability to amplify the damage, Camazot's going to be maybe forced into the bat out of hell, and it doesn't do enough damage. You see Kanga go for the Ra. Again, they're just really making sure they want to stay alive. I think they saw Legacy when they picked the Ra in their set. They saw, wait, this sustain comp actually might work really nicely for us, and it's a lot easier to execute than what they've been trying to do the last couple of matches.
Ra versus Thoth, Bird versus Bird, line Big Burst Ultimate versus Line Big Burst Ultimate. Should be a pretty interesting matchup between these two in the mid lane. Level 1 clear. Who do you think the level 1 clear actually goes to between a Ra and a Thoth?
I say it's going to go to the Ra, especially if the Ravana joins him in the mid lane. Because with the Raven Prana as well as Ra's 1, that's going to be a lot better clear. Thoth, he takes a little bit of time. He does kind of need that Glyph of Pain augmentation to actually make his Hieroglyphic Assault any sort of useful. And Camazot's, he does have the cleaving auto attacks, but usually you grab the 2, which is a single target ability. So I'd prefer Kanga in this kind of matchup.
Solo lanes, we're going to have the classic Bologna versus Osiris matchup. Expecting them to be smacking each other in the face from level 1. The Death start will more than likely be the go for both of these warriors, but I feel like this Bologna might contribute a little bit more than the Osiris, but I like the Osiris is picked early, and then Kanga picked 2 healers after the Osiris was picked for Darkseid, so that anti-heal may be of really great effect for Darkseid.
They need to use a create. The thing is that both Terra as well as Ra as well as Raven, it's not bursty a lot of the time. Some of it's actually a lot of these kind of like tick heal over time, and that's what they have to advantage. The Osiris anti-heal only lasts for so long, and it's quite a small AoE to actually land the Lord of the Afterlife, so they're not really too worried about it. We actually see that the Taurus guys has picked up a sprint to kind of speed up the team even more. You've already got the movement speed from the Terra Ultimate to give them increased move speed. And then, of course, you got the sprint on top of that to just allow them to move around the map a bit quicker.
Yeah, it's his classic mantra of how you play support, sprint, shell, engage. You have had to hit a little bit of a pause here. I saw a Lono's mask being picked up for, I believe that was Gruff. So a lot of health being put out of that one once he gets some stacks online. Yeah, it is Gruff that's got the Lono's mask, but a lot of gold able to get online quickly for that Khepri, especially with our Watcher's gift, compared to the Boomba's mask of Taurus Guys. So what this suggests to me is that Taurus Guys is going to be left a little bit more independent than Gruff is, whereas Gruff is looking to basically be attached at the hip to one of his carries, either his ADC or his mid laner, which is really how you want to play Khepri. Yeah,
Taurus Guys, he's been picking up the Boomer's mask every single game this set so far, and now that he's done it again, I'm not exactly sure. I'd rather have the Lono's mask on the Terra simply because you have that HP 5 as well as the permanent health and that little bit of gold. always prioritize the lane as much, just the HP 5 alone, because they are going to have a very rough lane. Kanga seem to be actually being invaded by Darkseid, understanding Darkseid that they actually have that level 1 advantage.
Yeah, this Hou-Yi and this Terra can't really do anything in the early game. Envision is taking a lot of damage here early. He's actually going to use his Bracer to try and just keep himself relatively healthy here while Kanga go for an invade. No, they're actually going to back away from it and just go for the fire elementals here at the start.
I think that's actually good respect against Darkseid. They know that if they try and go for the invade, that there could be a huge possibility that they could fall, especially since Beast, he still has his Bracer, has not used it yet, and then of course the Raven. You don't really want to grab the immunity frames at level 2. You want to grab the 1 and then the 3, so you can have the nice slow as well as the heal. So instead just going for the elementals, getting a more neutral sort of buff, but it's still a buff that's going to them instead of Darkseid, so they still get some sort of advantage.
Yeah, Darkseid clear out their entire jungle, except for their purple buff. Kanga clear out the entire left side of their jungle, and then it looked like they're going to head towards their own speed and blue buff. Possibility for an invade here from Beast and Zachariah, but with 3 members of Kanga in that jungle, probably not the best idea. Gold Harpy Oracle's going to be taken now by Kanga, but Laney looks like he's flanking around the back here.
Yeah, he's going to get a nice little bit of damage with the Astral Arrows, and it seems like he actually might be able to steal it away, and they actually secure it completely in favor of Darkseid. Yeah,
Taurus Guys is going to take some poke here as well, so they're going to be forced back to lane without getting the benefit of both those Harpies.
And now we can actually have a look in the duo lane. We do see that Envision Eyes just clearing the wave nicely, and in the mid lane, it's been pretty rough for Desecrate. He's being left by his own self as Yada as well as the Beast. Now just kind of clearing away the mid camps, keeping it nice and clean. However, dual lane pressure is back to where it was before, as we see that it's just kind of both teams in the middle. And Taurus Guys, now that he has that monolith, the ability to destroy the monolith, I should say.
Oh, Tori in a lot of trouble here. And Laney going to pick up the first blood under the support of Kanga. Great start here from Darkseid over on the left-hand side of the map.
Yeah, that's just really understanding the matchup. They are a full level ahead. Well, just Laney is a full level ahead of Galen. Not to mention the Astral Arrows, they do a lot of damage after being hit multiple times. Not to mention, he does have that Death Soul sustain against a Bluestone sustain and Chalice of Health. So, by right, it should be Laney out-sustaining Galen.
Talk to me a little bit about this solo lane matchup, Bellona versus Osiris.
It is a very close matchup. Both of them obviously have cleaving auto attacks. Both of them have a lot of sustain combined with Death Toll. But I feel like depending on how Kerry plays the matchup, he can do a lot of work for this for the Ra, setting up with the Eagles rally, landing into the stun. As Envision Eyes rotating over to the mid lane now, level 5, as well as Tory Skies, as well as Desecrator.
Yeah, Yada needs to make sure that he is careful here. Can't afford to get caught out of position. Does have himself beads online to avoid some of the CC, but can still be caught out very easily. Old Taurus Guys trapped in the mid-camp pit here. He looks like he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And Vision Eyes going in with that ultimate Laney force up to the sky. Tori just dancing around on the spot, trying to get away, but he runs into the Beast. The Bat Out of Hell is going to be enough to pick up the kill. Tori's second death, and now Envision Eyes is in trouble. He's caught between 2 members of Darksided.
Yes, and as he's trying to run away, Gruff getting extremely low as well. A nice Sunbeam from Desecrate, actually able to get a return kill onto Gruff, but still a great kill from Beast, and now put them in the lead 2 kills to 1.
Nice work there from Kanga to get that return kill. Darkseid, they played that really well as well, getting around the edges, trapping Tori Skies in, and taking advantage of Tori being out of position.
Yeah, it was just a shame that Gruff couldn't actually get off the Khepri ultimate, because if he was able to get off the Khepri ultimate, that would have been just a flawless fight for them. And since you do have this Khepri ultimate level 5, you kind of want to start using it off cooldown as soon as you can. And the more often you have the chances to use it, the better.
Galen versus Laney here. Level 1, we said the push is going to go to the Ram just by the fact that he has all 5 of those Astral Arrows. But overall, the clear should really belong to this Hou-Yi.
Yeah, but I feel like the Ram's just going to play it very passive. Laney, especially after having such a rough set yesterday, going to play it nice and passive, just clear the wave, and then just back away, go into the jungle. Not really look for that boxing match. But I feel like Galen, he might try and find that boxing match with Galen, especially because he does have a stronger mid-game.
Yeah, I think once he gets his Transcendence online, if that's the direction he goes, that's really when this Hou-Yi's going to hit his power spike.
Yeah, I think we've seen Galen actually go for a more standard sort of hunter build, going into the Icavile, into the Execution. As Galen getting dived upon there by Laney, forced to dive bomb way into the grasp of Tori Skies, but the Root forcing the Purification away, and now the Ram snipes come out.
Laney hits the first one. Second shot coming through in a moment, hits it as well. One more will do it. Oh, just over-anticipates how far Galen's going to move. Galen barely living there, but Oracle Hub is going to get started up by Darksided.
Taurus Guys is in the area, however, and he can be possibly there to steal. And Vision Eyes rotated over to the solo lane, so all the pressure on the dark side. Taurus Guys getting extremely low. Terra's Blessing being used, and there he goes, just disappears immediately. It's Laney able to catch him up before he can even run away.
So 3 kills to 1 now, Darkseid to find themselves ahead. Yada building into this Doom Orb very early here, even before he gets boots. That's going to be a crazy power spike once he gets up over about 25 stacks.
And the best thing as well, due to the fact he does have that evade and punish, he doesn't have to be too really worried about Desecrator or Envisionize being able to yank him. He can just kind of slip through the Glyph of Pain, get under the tower, stay safe for a bit. Rather than he's only level 7. He's actually a level behind the Beast, which is actually a big problem when playing these warrior jungles. You want to be ahead, you want to be the one exerting the pressure. And I felt like Envisionize hasn't really capitalized on this warrior jungle pick.
Looks like over towards the Fire Elementals. Gruff getting caught out a little bit here. Going to heal himself up. Oh, the snipe from Desecrator just off the mark. And Envisionize going to be boxing it out here with the Beast. Zacharias rotating in. Envisionize taking about 50% of his HP. Uses the Bracer. Bad out of hell now from Beast. But Zacharias getting low. There's the Kepper revive popped. Yada used that final judgment, but doesn't hit anyone. And now the Beast is in a lot of trouble. Envisionize falls down, but not before Tori claims the life of the Beast. Gruff now getting chased by KO. The root is great there from Gruff to keep himself alive. Desecrator with the Celestial Beam, not going to find it for a second time.
I think most importantly, not only the root from the Kepler, but Yada with that beautiful evade and punish, throwing it back on to KO. If he didn't actually stun out KO, the bludgeon still would have landed on Gruff, finishing him off. Instead, Gruff getting out with his life, so that's a massive buff for the support right there.
Yeah, great work there by Darkseid to keep their support alive. An excellent revive used there by Gruff to keep Zachariah alive as well. So overall, that whole fight really kind of goes in their favor. They were punished for being out of position, but not as badly as it could have been. And Laney, one thing I've noticed as well is that when these fights are breaking out over on the right-hand side, he's managing to find himself in the mid lane, ready to support with those Ram Snipes, whereas Galen really slow on these rotations.
Yeah, it seems like just Laney has better map awareness, and it seems like their communication is a lot better on the side of Darkseid. After last week said, they seem to be, Laney was obviously quite on tilt, especially in that third game, as he's forced about the Purification with the rotation from Tori Skies, as well as the Suns.
His Suns come down, Laney up in the sky. Tori just holding these walls, ready to stun Laney when he comes crashing down. Laney forced down, but actually gets out of the walls. Ricochet hits once. Laney caught in an impossible position here. Galen going to jump forward and catch him out, but now Darkseid are rotating over to try and punish the ADC and support a Kanga, but it's too little, too late.
KO actually trying to invade over on the solo side, and it seems like he wasn't actually successful in stealing the buff. Zachariah still even in levels. Both of them have the Mark of the Vanguard. However, the Bellona already picking up the Tier 1 Steel Mail, so slowly building into that mystical mail we all know and love.
Yeah, Osiris, I feel like while he's going to be relevant kind of all game, the later it goes, the more impact this Bellona can have. You can get it off the Eagles rally more and more often, more and more damage coming out of things like the bludgeon. And once she's tanky enough, she can just pretty much survive anything. And Envisionize is actually going to ult on the spot there, looking just to deal some damage to Beast and Gruff and force them away. But instead, Darkseid is just going to go straight for the speed buff of Kanga. Envisionize, Tori, and Desecrator here to contest as well. Looks like the speed buff is actually going to fall the way of Darkseid. Gruff cops the searing pain to the face, but Envisionize takes a final judgment to the face as well. KO taking a lot of damage. Sprint popped. Taurus guy's going to fall. And Darkseid are doing an excellent job here of just invading and destroying Kanga piece by piece.
Yeah, that was a beautiful gank, especially just taking advantage of the fact of the camo odds. That's the great thing about camo odds. Even if you take a bit of burst, usually you can actually out-sustain them when you're in these burst fights. And even though the Ra Snipe did connect, compared to Yado, who already has a full Doom Orb finished off, he has that Glyph of Pain. Ra, he doesn't exactly have the same level of power spike just yet. And now Darkseided, they're going to get a tier 1 in the solo lane for their troubles. I'm really liking this push. They're going straight for the towers. They're not wasting any time. They just want to end these games as soon as possible.
Yeah, Beast having a great time this game. 4-1 and 2. Really been a major difference maker whenever Darkseid have decided to fight. He's been the one that's been getting off most of the damage, really.
Yeah, Beast has had an absolutely amazing game, and that's what we usually see from Beast when he does get ahead. In the Dive set, we saw him kind of get thrown behind. Roy and Ochida were having a great time, but now that Beast, he's finally been allowed to get ahead. He's actually got a 2-level lead now on Envisionize, and he's even got the Brawler's Beat Stick to try and counter a lot of the healing coming out of Kanga. They're doing a lot of work in this mid game.
Yeah, a lot of anti-heal in the kit of Zachariah as well on that ultimate, so the sustain, we haven't seen it really have an impact yet because it's just a little bit too early in the game for the sustain to really be effective.
Yeah, especially because now we actually only see the Dynasty Plate Helmet only just been finished recently on Desecrator, so it's not something like a Lotus Crown, it's not like a Rod of Asclepius, you're not getting that additional healing. And even the Terra Heal, as I said, it's mostly this like slow heal over time. It's not going to be something that's going to heal you up immediately. The only one that really comes to mind would be Envisionize the Shadowfest, and even then, Beast is there to try and counter that.
Alrighty, 10 minutes in, 7-3. We take a look at the graphs here. We'll see that Darkseided is up about 1,500 gold. In terms of experience, Few level differences here and there, but nothing too drastic yet. So Kanga, they're a little bit behind here, but they're definitely not out of this game.
Yeah, but what we saw from Kanga in the last couple of sets is that they know what to do in the early game, but when it comes to these mid and late game team fights, they seem to be a lot of questionable positioning, a lot of uncertainty about what they want to do. And I feel like Darksiders, they're going to try and take advantage of that coming up with these next sort of Gold Fury fights, and especially when the Portal Demon and Fire Giant start becoming a more prevalent objective.
Oh, Galen dashing in there onto Laney. Tory Skies is here, gets the stun off, but not before Laney gets up in the sky. One shot, two shot, the third shot will miss, but it's going to be enough to get Laney enough breathing room to get out and allow his teammates to get in and force Kanga back. 4 members of Kanga here over on this left-hand side. They don't want to give up this Gold Fury, which it looks like what Darkseid are gesturing towards. Envisionize there. This is overhead kick. Yada dashes forward, but misses the stun. Beast misses his 2 as well. The root just off the mark from Gruff. And now it looks like it's Kanga's turn to re-engage. Down go the Suns. KO jumping in there. And now he is looking to deal some damage towards Yada. Beast manages to get away. Zachariah teleporting in. Beast taking a lot of damage, but Zachariah is the one doing work here, and he picks up Envisionize. He picks up Desecrator under the tower. Galen will find the kill onto Beast, but it's a 2-for-1 trade thus far.
And now it seems like Darkseid is going to keep on going. Tory Sky is using that dash to both dash in and out, but Yada with a beautiful stun to get Tory Sky is extremely low. Laney throwing out the Astral Arrows, nearly cleaning up Tory Skies, but sadly they aren't able to clean up the full team. But now Darkseid, they can actually look to possibly invade some buffs, or even go for Gold Fury or a tower. So Darkseid having a real clean fight at 9-4.
It looks like they've left it a little bit too long, Darkseid, to potentially go for that Gold Fury as we see them on your screen now. But it looks like they might be able to go for that left-hand side tower.
Yeah, if they're able to get a tier 1 tower, that will just put them even further in the lead, allow them to get a couple more items online, and then possibly force another Gold Fury fight. That's what you really want to see from a team that understands what they want to do with the objective. If you can't get the objective, you need to be doing something else. You can't just meander around an objective and eventually hope it happens. Instead, you need to be the one to be on the lookout for something, as Yada stuns out KO, forcing him away.
Yeah, KO went in with the Eagles rally. They're a little bit over-eager. I think Portal Demon, though, will be started up here by Kanga. I like this call. They should be able to take it over near the Fire Giant. Not too much opposition coming in from Darkseid. I don't think they know this is going on. Not a whole lot of damage coming out of Kanga, but with the lack of Darkseid presence in the area, this should be relatively free. Yeah,
especially because they have all that sustain, so once they actually finish it off, they'll have full heal. They actually use the Ra Snipe as well to finish it off, so really prioritizing the Portal Demon over the Gold Fury. So if obviously Darkseid don't even know that they've used that Ra Snipe, but they're going to start off this Gold Fury anyway because they don't see anyone in the area and the wards don't spot at a single member of Kanga.
Yeah, Galen's backing as well. Kanga don't have any idea this is going on whatsoever, so a free Gold Fury there for Darkseid. Kanga might have gotten the Portal Demon, but now Darkseid, after that Gold Fury, find themselves 3,600, 2,300 gold in the lead.
At this stage of the game, really, Portal Demon is not really as valued as much as Gold Fury just because of the sheer amount of gold and experience you're able to actually acquire after killing the Gold Fury. And Kanga, they don't exactly have the levels or the experience to actually be able to try and take Fire Giant at this point. So instead, Kanga now getting engaged on his KO, pulled into 3 members of Darkseid.
He's activated those Thorns just to do some return damage there. Envisionize trying to get some hits off, but Darkseid are really owning this right-hand side of the map. The only thing they've really dropped over here has been that Portal Demon. Desecrator, oh, he's in a rough position here as Tory Skies are taking some damage from Laney. Stun comes through from Tory Skies, and now Laney taking a lot of damage, but Desecrator's rooted in place. Up goes Laney into the sky. Desecrator in a very, very rough spot as Laney puts him in the ground. Yada channeling that final judgment. Will he find a target here? He will. He finds Envisionize. Tory in a rough spot now as well as the Beast is just diving Tory Skies and Galen. KO doing what he can to zone away the backline of Darkseid, but he is going to lose his life to Yada.
That was a absolutely beautiful fight from Darkseid. They really made sure that they forced out a lot of those ultimates. That's the problem currently. It seems like Tory Skies are not able to get off the Terror's Blessing at a good time, and being forced to use it defensively is a really big problem for them. Currently, Darkseid now pushing down this tier 2 tower, knowing that they're going to have to wait a while for Kanga to actually make it back to this tower. And that's what I'm liking. Is again, they're just constantly pushing these objectives. It's only 14 minutes, and they already have a tier 2.
They've got a tier 2 tower in the mid. They've taken the tier 1 tower on the right-hand side. The left lane's the only one where they haven't taken that tower, but a lot of golden experience still up on the map for Darkseid in terms of these structures. Now is kind of around the time when Fire Giant starts to become a viable option, Lynx, considering how often Kanga seems to be dying.
Well, currently they have a 3-level lead in both the mid lane and the jungle. There's a 1-level lead in the support role, and there's even a 2-level lead for the solo laners. So Darkseid, they have all the advantages to possibly look at going for Fire Giant.
Mid lane. Laney and Gruff looking for Tori's guys. Oh, Tori rooted in place. Gets a stun onto Gruff, but Laney's just dishing out these auto attacks. Tori taking so much damage here. Gruff just waiting for the plug. Laney through the wall. One more hit will do it. Gruff's bouncing along. Laney leaps ahead just to ensure that he gets the kill.
I think Gruff is happy to see that Terra bouncing around. He remembers exactly what happened yesterday when he played that Terra, and seeing a Terra being forced to just jump a lot into the backline is must be vindicating for Gruff to feel like he's on the winning side now. Yeah,
only one death for Gruff this game. Really a different sight than what we're used to seeing here in the OC scene.
Yes, and even especially Zachariah, he hasn't died once this game. Even Yada, I think that's the most important one. He still has those full 50 stacks on the Doom Orb. Hasn't really been pressured once. Had been allowed to sit in the backline, not getting remotely pressured in the team fights. And that's what you really want to see from Envision Eyes.
Gruff and Zachariah here trying to zone away Kanga while the rest of their team takes this tier 2 tower. Sun's rain down there from Galen. In goes KO and Envision Eyes looking for Beast, but Beast and Aegis will save him as well as the Bat out of Hell. Desecrator does a nice bit of damage there with the Celestial Beam. Laney goes up in the sky trying to get snipes, but it's not enough to save the life of Gruff, and KO actually kills Beast. Laney in a lot of trouble here, so Kanga actually getting the turnaround on this fight. 3 kills for them thus far. Yada forced to dash away, but now it's Kanga's turn to look for towers.
The sprint is now depleted, but Yada still being forced to run away. Now Kanga, they're looking to actually siege down this tier 1 tower. They don't even need minions there just because they have the heals from the Terra as well as the Rod. They're going to take a very easy tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they should be able to get this tier 2. Look at the respawn timers for the side of Darksided. Gruff's going to be up in 5 seconds, but it's 15 seconds for Beast and 20 for Laney. If Kanga are really quick in taking this tower, they can get it and back away and get it essentially for free.
Yeah, if they're able to get this tier 2 tower, that's a massive shift in damage. Yada trying his best to defend the tower, but they know they aren't able to defend just simply because Kanga has too much
He's just trying to waste time, though, so that it's slow, so that Kanga take this tower slow as possible so they can get caught on the rotation back. But it's not going to be enough to slow them down enough. And Kanga will claim themselves 2 towers after Darksided just extend way too far. And they looked pretty disjointed in that fight as well. They had 2 members diving the back of the tier 2 tower, but KO and Envision Eyes diving the backline were finally able to get the damage off that they needed to get to zone away that backline and make them unable to really contribute to the fight.
And this was finally the fight that Tori's guys was actually able to use that Terrace Blessing more offensively, as well as using the sprint for being able to actually chase them down. So Darkseid, they were trying to run away. They only have so much mobility, especially Beast. The leap, it may be instant, but the leap only goes so far. Yada can only go so far. Gruff, he can only dash away so far. So they were able to easily chase down the members of Darksided.
Portal Demon is going to be spawning here soon, and Gold Fury in the next 20 seconds as well. So those are going to be the 2 main objectives these teams are focusing on in these next fight. And Darksided, they're hanging around this Portal Demon. They've got the timer on it, and they want to make sure that they're the ones to claim it. Laney and Yada starting this one up. Dewarding is Gruff, but Kanga, they're in this area as well. They know this is going on.
Yeah, and Gruff doing a really nice job of zoning as well, as it seems like he's going to be the only one on zone duty. The rest of them starting on, which is what I want to be seeing. And as well as Zachariah now peeling off it. You just want your damage dealers to be the ones focusing the objectives. A nice pull from KO, and now the Terra's Blessing has been used.
Yeah, Gruff taking a lot of damage here. Sun's raining down from Galen. Gruff standing in those Suns, but will get off the bracer. Will it be enough? He's actually forced to Cape Revive himself. 3-man ultimate there from KO. Yada taking so much damage here. Forced to Aegis. KO and Envision Eyes just chasing him down. Zach will find Galen, but not before Envision Eyes finds Yada as well. Laney taking so much damage. Envision Eyes with the overhead kick has got himself a double kill. Zachariah getting chased down. Good beam there from Desecrator. The bracer does a little bit of work there, but a 3-man stun from Zach will save his life. He's getting chased out. The sprint has been popped from Kanga, but Beast comes through the portal and is dealing damage like crazy.
Envision Eyes trying to take down Zachariah. Zachariah is just so very low, using those signals to get as many slows. Gruff now comes through the portal, but before that can even happen, Envision Eyes finds the kill on Zachariah.
The root from Gruff there gets 1, and Beast cleans up 2 free kills for himself there. Kanga hanging around. They get some kills themselves. It ends up being a 3-for-3 trade. Beast trying to find more here as Desecrator's in the mid laner. He's caught out here, and it's going to end up being a 3-for-4 trade in favor of Darksided.
And that's really the power of the Portal team. Even though Kanga Esports had such a great team fight, they used that Terra's Blessing so well, they had the sustain. And Desecrator, that Ra snipe was extremely, I think that hit 3 members. But Darksided, they had that Portal demon. Beast was able to back. Gruff was able to get through the portal. And then as soon as they came back in, they were full health, full mana. And Kanga, they just didn't have a way to respond. They only have so much damage in their kits.
And now Gold Fury's going to fall the way of Darksided. We could see it dip back down towards Kanga after that fight. But with this Gold Fury, it should give Darksided a little bit more of a lead again. However, you know, it's still a relatively even game between these two. Only 3,000 experience in gold separating them. These fights, it seems later it's been going, have been going more even rather than just necessarily one-sided towards Darksided like we saw earlier in the game.
And that's really the power of the sustain comp, especially as Terra is getting more and more levels. She's only now just hit level 12 and very close to a level 13 ultimate level point. So as soon as we start seeing that, Ra starting to get a couple more items online. Raven, he's actually been doing a really nice job of keeping even though he's been 2 levels behind, doing a really nice job in these fights with the Mystic Rush. And then, of course, I think KO has been doing an excellent job with the Eagles rally yesterday. A bit questionable decisions on how he was engaging and playing certain warriors, but today he seems to be very much in tow with Tori Skies with his Terra compared to the Fafnir.
Zachariah flanking around the back of Kanga, but Kanga, they spot him out after that Spirit Flail. KO just trying to deal some damage here with the Bludgeon. Yada firing some shots through the floor here. Through the wall, I should say. But yeah, nothing really here for Kanga to take.
Well, they do actually have that tier 1 tower, which is fairly low, so if they can find a moment to kind of split off and find that part of the map to be able to farm it, they can possibly look to just kind of push it in, take the tower nice and quickly, then back up again.
4 members of Kanga hanging around the portal demon area. Desecrator just trying to get some farm online for himself here, get towards finishing that Rata Tahuti where those Ra snipes start to become even more impactful and start to find some kills with those snipes as more so than just damage.
Yeah, it's especially because you're up against Yard, you need that objective control because you're going up against the Final Judgment with a 41 stack duel, but you need to find some sort of damage source to ensure that you can secure the objective. Is really the only person other than Galen who can kind of secure the objective, but the problem is with the Suns, it just makes it even easier for Yada to try and steal it away.
Dark-sided, not really going all in here, but they are pushing very heavily towards Galen and the rest of Kanga. Galen gets a stun off there to Zachariah, but thanks to the Hell Shield coming through from Gepri, as well as all the protections he has in his items and with the fully stacked passive, really only going to tickle Zachariah.
Yeah, Galen, he is actually going for this Rage, but I feel like I prefer what Laney's actually going on the run, but I'd rather see a sort of full penetration build onto Galen, who ye not exactly known for insane auto attacks. Obviously, he does have the markers. KO, forced to use the Eagles Rally.
Ults on the spot, Gruff taking a lot of damage. Bat out of hell coming through from Beast here. Desecrated, waiting, lining up the snipes. Doesn't land onto anyone. KO dashing forward, though. They're looking for Gruff here. Envisionized in the backline, doing a lot of damage. There's the Mystic Rush. He's just chasing out Yada, ensuring he can't do any damage. KO still alive somehow, but taking a lot of damage. Final Judgment just off the mark there from Yada, but Envision Eyes will find him under the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, using the immunity frames as well to pick up that final kill. That was actually a really good fight. Again, just the Terra's Blessing, too much sustain for Darksider to currently deal with. The Beast actually diving back and trying to put a bit of poke onto Envision Eyes, but Envision Eyes, he will gladly take that poke back. It's now 5 seconds for Kanga. Died the tower. Gruff getting a lucky rebound, but he'll only be alive for so much longer as Envision Eyes picks himself up. Another kill as the tier 1 falls in the mid lane.
Great fight there from Kanga. They pick up themselves the tier 1 tower. Portal Demon's going to be spawning relatively soon as well, so that looks to be their next objective. Going to be about 30 seconds when that one spawns. Fire Giant is still up and available for them, but they're not really looking for that. And now the sustain really starts to become relevant here from Kanga. The Terra's Blessing and the Ra heal getting everyone very high, and the Beast getting very low. The Aegis won't be enough to save him. Galen will claim his life here, and now the Portal Demon starting to spawn. Only Laney and Zachariah hanging around to try and defend this one. Yada is back alive as well, so he can maybe get off a few Hieroglyphics Assault, but it's not going to be enough. Desecrator with a snipe just to secure that Portal Demon.
And now that they've secured the Portal Demon, the only members of Darkside Up are now only recently spawning. Kanga, they very much can be the ones to bait this Fire Giant and look for another fight. Terra's Blessing will be up fairly shortly. We got the Raven ultimate, we got the Balloon ultimate. They have a lot of options to bait in this fight and then go for the engagement. And Vision Eyes, he's been playing so much better than what we saw him in the last set. He seems very confident on this Raven. He's been going into the backline now in these mid-game team fights, and it seems like Kanga, they actually know what they want to be doing in this late game, as Galen looks to go a little bit aggressive onto Laney.
Yeah, Laney takes a lot of poke damage there. Kanga hanging around this right-hand side, want to push these lanes forward and then look potentially for a Fire Giant. Desecrator's come through the portal as well, so all of Kanga hanging around this right-hand side has got to be worrying for Darksided.
Yes, as Kanga already started the Fire Giant, Yada kind of holding himself back a bit, waiting to fire at the Final Judgment, but it's going to be a pretty hard steal to pull off as now Kanga, they just PLV immediately popping the Terra's Blessing.
Great snipe there from Desecrator, hits 3 members. Beast there with the Bat out of Hell trying to deal some damage here. Great disarm from KO as well, prevents Yada from using that Hieroglyphic Assault, but the damage is starting to be turned back around. Beast forced to jump away, waiting for the sustain here from Kanga. Envision Eyes, Laney just off the mark with the snipes. Envision Eyes forced to back away now though, and now Kanga can't do this Fire Giant. The heal's coming out from Desecrator, and everyone on Kanga except for Envision Eyes is very high, but that doesn't mean they can take this fight. Laney actually dashing in, going very aggressively.
Darksided managing to surprisingly actually out-sustain that comp from Kanga, and that was simply because Kanga, they were starting to funnel through that bottleneck near the 2-2 tower.
Oh, look what Kanga did. Kanga baited that they were backing, and now they're looking for the re-engage in the fight. Envisionize has managed to get healed up very nicely with both the Terra heal and the Ra heal, and Kanga are looking to re-engage while Darksided is still low, or if Darksided back off, they can go for this Fire Giant.
Darksided opting to back off the only two members that currently...
Frenzy, they're committing to this. The Fire Giant already below 50% HP. Yada trying to get something through the wall here. Galen taking a lot of damage here from Laney. Galen actually falling down to the Beast. The Fire Giant still up. KO picks up Yada, and Fire Giant falls to Darksided actually. So now Kanga in a lot of trouble. Tory Sky is taking so much damage. He's going to fall to Laney. Envisionize and Desecrated doing what they can, and Envisionize picks up Beast. Laney falls to Envisionize, so though the Fire Giant goes to Darksided, the fight is all Kanga. Zachariah being chased down now as well. Kanga pick up 3 kills, but the all-important Fire Giant steal goes to Darksided.
And most importantly, the Fire Giant buff is only on Zachariah and Gruff, probably the least 2 important members to have that Fire Giant buff on. So Kanga, even though, as you said, they did lose that Fire Giant, it's not as big a loss. The gold lead and experience lead is obviously going back in favor towards the Darksided after claiming that Fire Giant. By Kanga, they can be the ones to look to push down the next tower, either be that tier 2 and mid, tier 2 and solo, or even if they want to really actually maybe even go for the Phoenix in the duel and then move around the map.
Yeah, still a very even game. Even more even than what it was before. Envisionize picking up this Stone Cutting Sword, 8, 5, and 6 on the Raven. Very similar to Beast, 8, 5, and 9 on this Kamazots.
Yeah, both of the junglers have been the ones to really set the tempo for this game. Both of them finding great kills by diving the backline, and both of them playing their junglers to exactly how they should be played, these aggressive diving junglers.
Both mid laners have also picked up Rodder to Hootie now, so these ultimates going to start having more and more of an impact in these team fights. Desecrator's gotten off some great Ra snipes, hitting multiple members. Not enough to secure kills just yet, but getting them low enough to make them non-factors. Beast especially has been absolutely slammed by these ultimates. Now we should start to see Desecrator really able to secure kills. Final judgment from Yada, but not before Desecrator secures the Gold Fury with a snipe. Laney poked to about 50% HP. Yada gets a snipe off, but Laney's in a lot of trouble as he's stunned there, and Galen picks up the kill with the Suns off a nice stun from Tory Skies. Beast is a bat out of hell, but Desecrator's starting to get the damage online to get a kill. In jumps Galen. Zachariah jumps out as well. He's rooted in place by Envisionize, taking a lot of damage here. Frenzy popped again from the Kanga squad, but they need to sustain themselves back up here if they want to take this fight. Yada doing his best to keep them poked.
But the thing is, Kanga, they're just going to simply fall back, use that Ra heal, and just go back to push up this tier 2 tower. Darksided losing already both Gruff as well as Laney with the Khepri revive already not being used. So they weren't able to pull down that fight. They weren't able to steal the Gold Fury, and Yada now just biding his time so they can get another final judgment.
Only 2 towers left for either team here, and Kanga, they want to be the ones to take them down first. They're looking to push this mid-tier 2 tower. They've got the heals, they've got the sustain, and they've got the damage to really do so. That's what they are doing right now. Minion wave here as well will only accelerate the process. Mid-tier 2 tower falls to Kanga. Now they can look for the tier 2 on the right-hand side.
Kanga getting themselves that tower. I think like they might even just go straight for this portal team, which will be spawning fairly shortly. So Kanga, once they get out, then they can get a couple more items and pour back through and go towards this tier 2 tower. KO already kind of signaling the back as the portal team won't be spawning for is actually only now just starting to blink. If we have a look at the items build, even Galen is actually getting fairly close to finishing off his second crit armor already, as Gruff is now there with both Zachariah and Laney.
This is unfortunately time back from Kanga because the portal demon, as we mentioned, has been started, has spawned, and Darksiders should claim this one. Gruff forced to use that Khepri revive on himself, but in goes Envisionize, looking to just force it anyway. Gruff, he's poked down. The Suns are raining down from Galen. KO jumping in onto Zachariah. Gruff should fall here in a second, and he will to Envisionize, who's on a rampage. So Portal Demon is claimed there by Darksided, but I guess Kanga aren't really worried about that. They're happy to just pick up the kills and then look for more of a push. Well,
the kill onto Khepri is actually an extremely worthwhile kill. Not only are you killing the Khepri, but you're killing the chance of them actually being able to revive someone else or themselves. So without that Khepri revive, Darkseid, they need to be a little bit more careful going into the next team fight. And now Galen, he's been actually able to finish off the Rage. We see an Obsidian Shard coming out for Desecrator. So a lot of these final percentage-based items, a lot of these heavy power-based items being finally finished off for Kanga so they can siege even harder.
The crit, I think, is especially important for Galen for looking to finish off targets like Yada, like Beast, who don't have the most protections in the world. Even when he's looking to fight Laney, getting some of those heavy crits off with a He Yi is really important. I'm looking for his last item to go into maybe a Brawler's Beat Stick or a Crusher just for some extra penetration. Or he could potentially even go a third crit item with Malice, but having a Rage and Deathbringer online, for my mind, is enough crit. But could be some different thinking from Galen.
I would really like to see possibly a Titan's Bane to help with that tower push.
Yep.
They already have the Shogun's Kusari on the Bologna, so just giving them that percentage-based objective push is really what they need right now for Kanga, since obviously he doesn't have any auto-attack steroids, so he needs to rely on that pen to be able to push effectively. His Darkseid now, they're kind of getting forced back as a nice root from Vision Eyes.
Beast taking some damage. Galen forced to jump away. Bat out of hell already popped here from the Darkseid jungler. Desecrator, he's caught all by himself. No frontline around him, but Beast takes a whole heap of damage. The sun's come down. Laney uses the snipes, but not before Beast falls down. Final judgment from Yada off the line, but a frenzy's pop from Darkseid. Laney forced to roll away, but Vision Eyes goes in. Great snipe there from Desecrator. Hits 3. Laney's revived by Gruff, but Kanga, they're chasing them down. They could get a wipe here. The beam off the mark from Desecrator, but Vision Eyes finds Laney. It's just Zac and Gruff. Vision Eyes chasing Gruff. They get the bug. It's just Zac left alive for Darkseid here, and this could be the first time that Kanga pick up a victory. Zachariah going to jump over the wall, and straight to the middle Phoenix goes Kanga.
Kanga getting an absolutely beautiful fight there. There was absolutely nothing Darkseid could do, especially with that Yada's ultimate completely off the mark there. Now Kanga, not only do they get a mix, not only do they get the wipe, they look like they actually do like they're going for the end. Zachariah, the only member alive. It seems like though Kanga playing it a little more carefully. They want to fall back. The pings on the map show that they're going back towards this tier 2. Zachariah seems to be the one following them in tow, trying to find any little bit of harass, but Zachariah can only do so much as an Osiris by himself.
He just needs to buy time for his team to revive and then look to contest this Fire Giant. Don't know if they have enough time. Fire Giant started up now by Kanga. They've got the heals to keep themselves healthy. It's already below 25% HP. Zachariah can't get the steal, but Kanga secure themselves the Fire Giant with the middle Phoenix down. Everything's looking to go their way in this match.
Yeah, Kanga, they seem to have actually outdrafted Darkseid. The sustain combo has been too much burst for Darkseid to deal with. They even have the Camazot's burst at 8 kills, and he's even got a Void Shield, not enough. Yada, still not enough damage. Even Ram, trying to do a lot of damage with those auto attacks. He has the fatalities. He's even building into the Times Bane, but just not enough damage to just counter the amount of sustain coming out of Kanga.
Desecrator as well. These snipes have been huge in these fights, getting everyone so low and just really disrupting what Darkseid want to do. Hasn't been able to find many kills off the back of it, but himself, I should say. His team has, but great work by the mid laner of Kanga.
Well, 16 assists is nothing to scoff at, especially because you're there to more set up and put them into that threshold. And then, of course, it's all up to Vision Eyes, who's had an absolutely amazing game. 11, 5, and 10 on this Robin. So I feel like Darkseid, that's going to be one of the bans they're going to be looking to get away to like just completely ban out in the next phase. So just that, it seems like Vision Eyes finally found the god he's been wanting to play.
Laney and Yada take the Gold Fury there just to give themselves a little bit more gold and a little bit, maybe finish off some of these items heading towards the next fight. Right-hand side, Phoenix is going to be started up here by Kanga. KO chasing out the beast here, just trying to get some damage off Galen, jumping away from Zachariah, who's got a tether down onto Desecrator. Final Judgment only hits Vision Eyes here, but it's a very important target for Darkseid to focus out. Galen takes some poke from Yada, but KO's doing his best to beat down this bug. And now Kanga want to get the sustain off and then look to re-engage. Vision Eyes actually going in here. Frenzy pop now by Kanga. Yada forced to dash away. Laney takes a lot of damage. The Beast is in the backline along with Zachariah, but they don't have the damage. The Titan's under attack by the 5 minutes in the mid-wave. Snipe comes through from Desecrator, and now Darkseid forced to back away as this right-hand side Phoenix falls down.
As the right-hand side Phoenix falls, we do also see the 5 minions pouring into the bed. Darkseid there to defend, and now Kanga, understanding that they were able to get the Phoenix, they're not going to go straight to the Titan. They're going to back off. Just heal up from both the Monolith and the Ra heal. So much sustain. And it seems like Darkseid, they just can't reach them in time to even get remotely near them with either a Pestilence or a Brawler. So Kanga looking to be the ones to re-engage.
Oh, and Vision Eyes takes a lot of damage here. Snipes from Laney. First one hits, second one misses, and the third as well. The heal's enough to keep Vision Eyes alive, but this might be enough for Kanga to back away or potentially just go for these buffs and then look for the left-hand side Phoenix rather than looking straight for the end. But right-hand side Phoenix is going to be down for a while as well. So Kanga, they've got pretty much all the time in the world right now.
And that's the scary thing about that Kanga comp. Even when they're forced to back off, if they find a jungle camp, if they find a minion wave, especially for Vision Eyes, that's just enough for him to get him back to full health. And of course, you have the Monolith and the right heal to kind of top it up a little bit more. But it's going to take so much work for Darkseid to keep them low. And they need to make sure Darkseid, they can't just simply get them low. They need to be dead. Otherwise, Darkseid, they're just wasting their time. They're wasting their abilities. And they're wasting that mana and health to try and kill them off.
He's back to full health.
There's literally nothing they can do. Darkseid, they're just trying and trying to counter. They just can't.
He's back all the way to full health. Envision Eyes. Left-hand side, Phoenix, the only one remaining for Darkside. The middle Phoenix will be respawning soon. KO diving in there, looking for Laney. Envision Eyes unable to get the root. Envision Eyes goes in with the ultimate, but misses, but still dealing a whole lot of damage to Laney here. There's the overhead kick. KO managed to get a two-man stun. Really important to save the life of his jungler. Sun's raining down now from Galen. Zachariah taking a lot of damage. Desecrator with the snipe. Hits his former teammate Laney, and the Beast in a whole heap of trouble now. Kept revive on the wrong target, and KO slams the Beast down into the ground.
Envision Eyes getting plucked on the tail, but he's just going to use the overhand kick to get away. Gruff falls to KO for a double kill. Final Phoenix is about to fall. 5 minions pouring into the Titan pit. And Kanga, they seem to be very much about to win this game as they fall towards the Titan.
Titan under attack. 5 minions coming in from the right-hand side and from the mid lane. Frenzy is popped now. KO's low, but the heals coming through from both Desecrator and Tory Sky. Zachariah with the ultimate leaps into Galen. But Kanga, they take game number 1 in the 3rd place match from Darksided.
That was a beautiful game plan from Kanga Esports there. They seem to have learned a lot from that legacy set, especially their late game, their Fire Giant calls, their Paul Demon calls. Almost all of them seem to have gone in their favor, and that Terra pick especially was such a crucial pick for them. They did so much work with the Terra's Blessing anytime that was popped. Desecrator through a Ra Snipe, Frenzy Spread. They charged into the back line of Darkside, and they were able to find so many picks, especially in Vision Eyes, doing a lot of work for their team.
Yeah, great draft there from Kanga. Really, Darksided struggled a lot. They had a great kind of early to mid-game Darksided, but the later and later this game went, the more and more the sustain told for Kanga Esports, and they were able to... I mean, we saw it right there at the end. You know, Envision Eyes got down to like 20 HP, just stood in the double healers and was back up into full health in no time.
Yeah, Yada tried his best with the Final Judgment, but you can only do so much secure with the Final Judgment when you have all these protections. That's the great thing about a warrior jungler. They have the tankiness of a warrior, but with Raven, you also have the burst because he was building such a really nice bruiser build. So there was so little they could actually do to counter this combat beast. You only have so much to stand on the camera results, but that's only one member. Everyone else was trying their best, and Gruff had a real rough time in the late game getting those Kepri revives to actually be useful, because they just, every time he was revived back, they kept charging forward, and what once was the back line now became the front line.
Yeah, every time. It was so hard for him as well to pick a target to use that Kepri revive on, because, I mean, everyone was just getting so low. We're going to be coming up with picks and bans for game number 2 in just a moment. This is a best of 3 set, so Kanga actually find themselves on match point here. Could find themselves taking out the 3rd place prize.
I would not be too surprised if Kanga actually are the ones to win this set, simply because both these teams, as I mentioned, very emotional teams.
Yep.
And after, I feel like I heard from Darkside, they really do not want to lose to Kangington. I feel like after already losing one match, that it's going to feel very demoralizing to lose to such, some would say a cheese comp, others would just say a sustain comp, but I feel like they'll be like, how could we lose to such a simple, easy to execute composition?
Yeah, I think definitely Raven will be taken away from Envision Eyes next game. And then we'll see maybe if Kanga will be able to do similar things to what they did this game. But the Raven pick, I think, was probably the major key there for Kanga.
Yeah, the Raven really did a lot of work, and I think especially they weren't able to keep Laney as well as Yada alive. Both of them were just kind of stuck in this backline. They thought they were safe in the backline. Yada usually on a god who stays so far in the backline, but the backline, as we said, just wasn't existing because they just couldn't keep the backline alive, and that's one of the few issues with Kepri. If you are behind, Kepri is more this backline support who doesn't have exactly a lot of heart CC. He has the abduct on one target, but when you have someone diving so deep into your backline and you have to defend against all fronts, KO as well, doing a really nice job landing a lot of his equals rallies and setting up for the rest of their team, there's only so much you can do as the love bug.
Yeah, so from what I understand, I think we are going to go to a short break here to sort out a couple of technical difficulties. Yeah, but I think we're going to a break.
Maybe?
Maybe?
Oh, we'll just keep talking otherwise. But still,